All right, everyone, so we're ready to go on with the next round, which is Kid Icarus Uprising Bus Battle Easy on 3DS with Joeypals. So whenever you're ready, Joey, you can count us in.
We good? All right, awesome. Hey, everyone, my name is Joeypals, and welcome to NoReset Marathon. Today, we are speedrunning Kid Icarus Uprising's Boss Battle Easy. I will go ahead and clear that up. That clear time is in-game time, not real game time, so don't worry, I didn't underestimate it or overestimate it by a long shot. Basically, this mode, you are beating up a whole bunch of bosses just left and right, left and right, left and right. It just goes chapter by chapter, and let's just go ahead and get started. I'm going to count down from 3 as soon as I say go, if you guys can go ahead and start it off. 3, 2, 1, go. Alright, so the weapon that I am rocking is called Artillery Claws, and Artillery Claws are the strongest ranged weapon claws in Kid Icarus Uprising. Most of the artwork that you see around my channel involves beam claws, and while I do love the beam claws for their continuous fire, the Artillery Claws very easily is the weapon that you want for boss battle. These, oh. Hi, Gowl, how are you? Where'd you go? Bam! Okay. So, I'll try to go ahead and just break down what I'm doing. It's not really much I can break down. It's a lot of just dashing and shooting as much as humanly possible. Right now, we're on Chapter 3, which is against Hydra. Hydra is very much an enemy where you can either one-shot him or he dodges directly into the water, kind of like that. When he's underwater, you need to hit the red orb. Once you hit the red orb, he'll be above water. Kind of just floating around, kind of like a whale lord if you get it on land. Just very bloated, very floppy, not really the prettiest thing to look at. One shot after he gets back in the water, and he is gone. It's a GG. While this goes ahead and loads, let me go ahead and thank the people that kind of inspired me to speedrun in the first place, starting off with Miss Catechins and Jeff on Twitch. You two are the first 2 people that I ever watched on Twitch, and I've basically gotten a lot of my inspiration from you. So thank you very much. I'd also like to thank Raise Fires and Red Falcons communities for being awesome people, and just helping me through my dark days. So thank you very much for that. Alright, that's 4 bosses down. We are coming up on boss number 5, Pandora. And Pandora is going to be here and gone in the blink of an eye. She has, like, 2 phases. The first one goes lickety-split. Like, I'm going to do 1 forward charge shot here, and 1 back roll, 2 back roll, easy peasy. Oh. And then she's back. I meant to aim that at Pandora, but Dark Pit decided to jump in the way. Kind of a little eager from the next battle. But yeah, there goes Pandora. That's already 5, there's a total 25. In the little waiting room that we keep warping back into, there's, I forget the exact name of it, because usually I don't pick it up in my any percent runs. It's basically a healing item that heals you back to full. There's 5 of them in the room to try to space you out for every 5 battles. Don't really need it on easy with these weapons. Usually I can get to about the 13th, 14th battle before I need it, even one of them. So it's pretty good stuff. It's pretty good stuff. This is where the main RNG is, Thanatos. So Thanatos on easy, he has 3 different forms that he takes on. There's 2 of them that we don't want to see, and this is one of them. In this jar, he doesn't really take a lot of damage unless you melee White Skull's back at him. So we do that. Please go away. I'd love it if you went away. No. Thank you. Okay, the bat, kind of annoying. Very easy to take out, though. And the sword, nice. The only other form that we were trying to avoid was the, we're kind of like Russian nesting dolls. He sits in a doll, and you have to have a red spot about, like, 4 or 5 times before I get, like, a mini Thanatos. Once you have that mini Thanatos, it's a GG for him. Thank you, thank you. Alright. Boss number 8 here is the Kraken. Because, yes, Kraken's in space. Why not? Obviously, Kid Icarus is a space opera, right? So each of these tentacles, since we are on difficulty 3.0, all they need is a forward charge shot. That tentacle I kind of messed up, but it's not too hard to make up. Just do that and that. Big old Tentacle's face is going to be right over there. He usually doesn't do that. He usually makes his head like really, really big and tries to slam it down. But you know what? It works. It works. This battle right here, this is the end of Arc 1 of Kid Icarus Uprising. This is against Medusa. And she makes you think it's the end of the game, but no, there's still a lot more to go. In the main game itself, they kind of set it up as this being the final battle of battles. And after you defeat Medusa, there's this nice little cutscene, and they play off of the American best ending in the original game, where it's like, oh, they're a married couple, or, well, not really a married couple, but just a romantic interest, because Palutena gives Pit a kiss on the cheek. And after that, Hades is like, wait just a second, and then tears away the credits, and surprise, you got 16 more chapters to play. Have fun. It's really, really fun, I gotta say. This fight really isn't too complicated, though. It tries to set you up to where you need to wait till she's right in front of your face. But just as long as you have strong enough weapons and keep the reticle on her, it's very easy to get the shots you need. Bam. Alright, so that's part 1. Part 2, we're just going to circle around her face. You know, kind of like a camera crew for any celebrity. Just circle around like an annoying little gnat. 1 full cycle of shots, 2 more, and now she is hideous. Yes, hideous indeed, with that big red eye and all. Should probably see a doctor about that. Anyway, let's go ahead and keep our reticle on the eye. She usually does that, and then she usually tires out right about here, flies back to her face. We could hit her right about now, but we gotta wait until our eye is exposed, so now. So that's 9 down. Thank you, thank you. Alright, now for what I consider to be one of the most annoying bosses, the Phoenix. Fortunately, the Phoenix, he doesn't come back to life, at least in boss battle mode. But what you need to do is just keep your aim on him, because he is a dodgy little one. We did get one of the better layouts with him, where he circled behind us instead of ahead of us. It's a lot easier to hit him that way instead of him flying away and having to chase him down. Him coming behind you is really, really beneficial, so good RNG. Thank you, Phoenix. And now we're on the bosses for my favorite part of the game, the Forces of Nature. We start off with Cragalanche. Cragalanche is this lovely little rock monster. Think Golem from Pokemon, but if it was actually cute and actually useful. So you'll see a little red spot on his butt. That is his weak point. Like many of us, you do not want to be hit there, so just try to hit him there where it hurts. Next up, we have the Reset Bomb Depot bosses. This is a kind of weirder boss where it's not like an actual entity. Can you, like, not hit me? Thanks. Anyway, you go ahead and knock one of the guards in. It causes this explosion. It breaks off like this Fabergé egg and gives you this nice big bulb that you have to shoot at. Just a couple forward dash attacks, and you are good. You are good. Coming up next is Arlon, halfway through. Arlon is very, very tricky, because Arlon likes to run in the dark. Now, yes, we're in the light right here, but just give him a second. Congratulations, you're now in the dark. Try to keep track of him. The first part is easy, but once he starts going over this way, it gets very hard to track him down. He does have his massive laser attack that he's using right now. You can't shoot him through that because he has armor up at that time, so just try to keep out of the way during that. Alright, so there goes Arlon. Next up is probably my favorite boss character in the game, Phosphora. It's not really for a boss battle herself, she's just really relatable. She's kind of like an older sister, and in my family, I'm the oldest sibling. So her snark is just very relatable on my end. But yeah, she embodies lightning and thunder, goes very, very fast. Can you, like, slow down, please, lady? Thank you. Eventually, if she charges up enough electric energy, she'll shoot off a massive shockwave. You just want to try to avoid her getting to that, because it can be very, very disastrous if you get there. She charges that up with proximity, so with her, you just want to keep your distance. This is the part of the Aurum arc. The Aurum arc is basically against these invaders from space. Not nearly as cool as Space Invaders, in my opinion, but it's fair. It's fair. It's a nice little filler arc for what happens later in the game. Basically, in Chapter 18, we're going to have to fight Pit himself as Magnus. Oh yeah, and here's a little grind rail section. Just shoot the sun. If you ever hated Sunny D, this is the chapter for you. Just shoot the giant bulb, and it'll go down eventually. No, just kidding. I actually like Sunny D. It's a little too sugary, but he's pretty good. But yeah, as I was saying, in Chapter 18, you are fighting against Pit's body. Long story short, in this Aurum arc that we have here, the Chaoskin is this virus that's able to do whatever it wants. And this arc is a perfect distraction for it to do so. The Chaoskin is a virus that basically latched itself into Palutena's brain, and as a result, right after this battle, Pit was turned into a ring, and was a ring for 3 years. The subsequent chapter is absolute hell trying to do it on 9.0. Long story short, you start off as a girl who picks up the ring. She sees a dog, she gets scared by the dog, she runs away. And the dog is now what you control. He runs around for a little bit, and eventually you find Magnus. And Magnus is the one that you control for most of the chapter. After that, you have to fight Pit's body, which you'll see right here. And this can be an annoying fight. It's a little bit like a game of chess. Just keep your timing, kick him in the face. Nope, wrong way, Magnus. And then just like a dance, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Excuse me, sir. What are you doing? I get that you're possessed, but I did not command you to be evil. Stay down. It always ends up with really weird death animations for that, too, because you always end up having Pit flying towards the screen. But you're usually right there, too, so the camera doesn't really know what to do. This is also one of the more annoying fights here. This against the Chariot Master. After one of the, if not the longest chapter in Kid Icarus Uprising. Basically, in this chapter, Farini takes control of Pit's flight path and all that, because Palutena is still possessed by the Chaoskin. And what you need to do in order to reach Palutena is get the Lightning Chariot, which this guy was just riding. She lowers you on the ground floor, even though there's all sorts of platforms she could put you on the tower, including the top of the tower. Kind of mean to her if you think about it. After that, you have this lovely fight against what looks like Palutena, but you actually want to avoid Palutena here. Up in the air is the Chaoskin, and we just want to wait a minute, and you're going to see a purple odor. Aura, sorry, not odor. It's a video game, you can't smell it. Palutena, what are you doing? Alright, there goes the Chaoskin. He's basically invisible for a little bit, but after a couple seconds, he starts showing off the shadowy aura. Just start shooting towards that, he'll float towards the ground, and just let loose. This one is another fight against the Chaoskin. This is Chapter 21. So towards the end of the game, there's only 5 chapters left. The one thing that stands out to me about this chapter is the start of it. It kind of looks like you're flying through an Xbox logo. Like there's a green rift in space, basically, that you have to fly through in order to reach this platform. It's not exactly the most fun chapter to speedrun, because it's just an air battle and then 13 gauntlets of enemies. Not exactly my cup of tea. I really do enjoy the half and half of land and air, which is why I have problems with this chapter as well. This chapter, you're controlling Dark Pit because you're trying to revive Pit. And this lady here, this is also Pandora. Basically, as Pit comes to this little rewind spring, the aura in his wings flies out, and that aura in his wings was Pandora's. Pandora is the one that allowed him to fly infinitely and all that. So once So once he gets the rewind screen, Pandora pops out in her flame form, and then she pops back in for a little bit, and she becomes this Amazon warrior. Hence the name Amazon Pandora for her. So this boss, have you ever experienced heartburn? Well, here's heartburn on crack. It's not fun. So there's about 4 attacks that you have to do on this thing in total. He starts off with his main heart, which is the red one. Then there's a fake heart that spawns. And that fake heart eventually goes boom, as you can see right there. It's kind of like Bomberman, except not nearly as fun in my opinion. Okay, you can go boom boom. Come here. There we go. There we go. Alright, so there's only 3 more bosses left. There's only 3 more bosses. So let me go ahead and just charge right in here, shall we? First one is against the second boss that we fought during all of this, Dark Lord Gal. And it also throws magnets at you as well. This is one of the 3 battles in Chapter 24 that you have to do, after the Phoenix, the Kraken, and Cragalanche. Hi, excuse me, no. No. Bad Magnus. What did I tell you about that? No. The nice thing is that they do share an HP meter, so as soon as the one goes down, it's pretty easy to take down the other. So there goes 1 and 2. Only 2 bosses left. The next one is against that ugly abomination right there, Pseudo-Palutena. Basically, this is a creation of Lord Dintos. To try to test Pitt's wit and will towards his mission, he decides to make a fake replica of Palutena, which kind of hits much faster and much harder than the Palutena that you saw in Chapter 21. She's also hideous, as you can see. Purple skin, deformities all over. Not exactly someone you want to bring home to mother, now is it? Alright, next boss is the final boss. And for this final boss, we're going to be using a power known as Trade-Off. And Trade-Off, it drops you down to the absolute lowest HP you can get. Time. Thank you. That's the very last boss right there. All you need to do is Trade-Off. That gives you basically infinite power. Do a couple forward charge shots, and you are good. All right, and that's the run. Thank you, guys. All right. Just lovely Palutena right there.
Thank you for that awesome Kid Icarus Uprising run, Joeypals.
Not a
Next
problem.
up, we have a Smurf Racer Championship Expert run by Ava Sam.